welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam and this is Van City Audi. I am back at Ryder Performance. You can see my beast up in the air behind me, and today I have a sick new product from iROZ Motorsport. It is a Syvecs Haldex controller for the all-wheel drive system. We're gonna do a quick little install here, and I'm gonna get out to the street and test how this thing works. We're gonna see the drastic improvements that I can make on my 60 foots and on my 0 to 60 miles per hour utilizing Dragy. I'll have it off, I'll do a run. I'll have it on, I'll do a run. And we can see the difference then and there on the street on street tires, so it won't be as noticeable as it will be with my drag radials on track, but it'll still give you a great impression of how well this product works. Let's get to the install. Here it is, guys, the Syvecs Powertrain Control Module. I'll slide it out for you. Pardon me with my one-handedness. Pop this thing open. And there it is. I've already taken the plastic off. You can see it's the plugs, the controller unit. This is the unit itself that works its magic. Pretty sexy, must say. I dig it. Where we gotta plug it in. The potentiometer, this is the dial, which you can turn it up or turn it down depending on how much power, how much torque you want to go to the rear. That is the actual cabling for the potentiometer. Yeah, that's about it. Pretty simple, straightforward. Got some plugs. We'll get this all on the car installed and ready to rock. So here they are side by side. This is the OEM Haldex controller. This is what it looks like. That's what you just removed. And this is the Syvecs unit that is going to be replacing it. Now we didn't finish the install. This is how I'm going to be testing it today. Mainly because we want to get a new piece here, a new OEM piece, so we can custom fab a little spot for this device. We want it to look as OEM as we possibly can. Well, I've now made it out to the streets of Mexico to show you guys exactly how this Syvecs all-wheel drive controller for your Haldex unit, the replacement actually for your Haldex controller, how it works exactly and the performance you can gain from it. Full transparency, I've already been out here and I've already filmed this all. Problem is, I wasn't using the device properly, so I wanted to refilm this all for you because I never want to lie to you guys. I never want to put out there information that isn't fully accurate. I'm going to show you what I mean right now. So when you saw this last, there was no panel installed. It's been a couple days since we did that install. Like I said, I've already been out here and filmed, came back, Ryder Performance snapped this together for me. Now it's all sexy, looks all done. Let me explain how this works, because when I came out here the first time, I didn't do it correctly. When it's all the way to the left, counterclockwise, you're actually worse than stock. You have to dial it clockwise until you feel that resistance. When you feel resistance, that is actually stock. So as you can see, I hope you can see that with the reflection, that's stock. That's worse than stock, and that's the way I filmed the first video. So I didn't think it was fair to you guys to post results when I was actually using something that was worse than stock. So, you're gonna feel some resistance. You get resistance, you get resistance, you get resistance, right about there. That's about what it is stock. Then for every bit you turn this to the right, it is going up and up and up, and then you're gonna feel resistance again at the top. When you're at the top, that is the full tilt. That is probably, I want to say, 80% of the power, and if you go all the way cranked past it, that is 100% power. So, I'm gonna first do my first test with it on stock this time. Not all the way off, like I just showed you guys, because then I'd be worse than stock. I'm gonna set it to stock and do a run. I'm gonna come back, sit here, let the car cool down to what it was before. Then I'm gonna crank it up to probably 50 to 60% of the way, and I'm gonna do it again with all the same everything, just it cranked up. And we're gonna see how much of a difference it made. The first time I came out here, it was a massive difference, huge, because of the fact that I wasn't using the device properly. So I don't want to lie to you guys. I could have done it. I could have said, oh my God, I gained 0.7 of a second, because that's what it did, when it is all the way off compared to fully dialed in. But no one's gonna turn it all the way off because that's less than stock. I'm not actually sure why they built it that way, but that's the way they built it. Such is life. So I will get out there, I'll do a couple runs. I might even do 3 runs, we'll see. I might dial it all the way in and see if it makes it even better, or if it's too much power to the rear and I just smoke my tires. I'm not sure what will happen, but I want to get out here, do multiple runs, and show you just how effective this device is. I apologize for the rattling. That's probably my roll cage. My bar isn't up, so there's a bit of a rattle. But first things first, the cool feature of this Syvecs controller. If you guys remember down here, I used to have my Haldex switch installed, and when I went to do a burnout, you'd flick it and you'd turn off all-wheel drive. The dash would light up like a Christmas tree, all these warnings, and it would switch to front-wheel drive. I'd commence my burnout, holding up on the e-brake, doing that. If you've seen my video, you guys know how to do a burnout by now. Then you do your burnout, and before you launched, you'd boop, turn the switch back on. They've also taken care of that now. Cool features. I'm not gonna show you guys, I'm not gonna burn out and ruin my tires for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry. But as soon as you hit this, it is programmed into the Syvecs unit and into your Haldex controller now. I'm in front wheel drive now. I know it doesn't look like it, guys, but there's no lights on the dash. It has decoupled the Haldex controller from the rear. So you're gonna get no power to the rear, and you're gonna be able to do a burnout with your flashers on. So you can be driving down the street in second, click that button, and you then are in front wheel drive and will be able to light up your front tires as you're going. Or the other way, turn that off, you're back to all-wheel drive. No lights on, no nothing. The second method you could use is the OG. That is your e-brake. So if I hold this up, it is automatically cutting power with nothing on the dash. So right now it's up. So you're all-wheel drive, no difference. You pull up the e-brake and you hold it up to do your burnout, it is automatically turned off the rear wheel power. You're front wheel drive only, and you can do a burnout that way. Then, when you're rolling out of it, you push it down like I've shown in my videos, no lights, nothing, and you're still back to all-wheel drive. It is a super cool feature. You guys will see me utilize this feature in my next video when I am racing. So I have my Dragy device connected. I'm gonna measure 60 foot and 0 to 60. Those are the 2 measurements I'm gonna get you guys. Before and after. Right now the unit is set to stock. So when you first feel that tension right at about the middle of it on the dial itself, that's the stock setting. Full dynamic, traction control off, haven't touched tire pressure. I'm gonna build a lot of boost because that's how the majority of you guys launch your cars. I never do because I feel like you get better results without building a ton of boost, but I'm gonna do what most of you guys do and show you the comparison that way. Here we go. First try, stock setting. Whoa! This car is so fast. Gonna cruise the rest of the way because you have to do a full quarter-mile run to get that 60-foot measurement from Dragy. So, first run results. 0 to 60, 2.81 seconds, 60 foot of a 1.74. Gonna pull over, gonna get it down, cool it to the same temp it was before, then crank it up to about 50 to 60%, and then do it again. Car's cooled down, put it up to about 50 to 60%. Let's see how this one does. It's an instant sensation of being pushed rather than pulled. Normally, especially because I have this wave track diff installed, you get a sensation of being pulled along like it's more front wheel drive. Now it's a more of a and you're pushed along rather than pulled. It's pretty cool. Oh boy. 0 to 60, 2.69. So what is that? Almost 2 full tenths, I think. My math could be totally wrong. I'm driving. And then the 60 foot, 1.69. So 5/100ths off that from dialing up the power. That's it. I didn't change anything. It's so cool. I'm gonna let it cool down one more time, get it back to the same temp, and then crank it to full and try it out. I have my doubts it's gonna work better because with that open diff, it sends so much power to the back. I'll light up that rear tire, but I don't know, we'll try it. Anything's possible. That's why I love doing these tests for you guys. Not only do I benefit you guys by showing how cool these new products work, I get to help myself because I'm practicing. I'm figuring out exactly what works best for my setup and how to make it go as fast as possible. Cool down the car to the exact same operating temp. Boop. Full blast on the Haldex controller. I don't know if it's gonna slow me down or make me better. I imagine at the track when you can really lower your tire pressure in your radials or slicks with that track prep, it'll fire you off like a rocket ship, but I don't know how well it's gonna work right now. We're gonna find out. Full tilt, full send, max power to the rears. Hope for the best. Gives me goosebumps. Oh, I can't tell how squirrely it is compared to before because with this roll cage installed, the car is so stiff. So I can feel the back end kind of squirming about, but as I crank it up, I can feel more power being shifted to the back, being pushed rather than pulled. It's a pretty incredible experience. Full send mode, dial to 100, 0 to 60, 2.65. It improved even more. What do we have for the 60 foot? A 1.65. Improved even more. What is that, a full tenth, I think? I think the first run I did was a 1.74 within its stock. A full 10th. I can't even imagine how well this is gonna work on the track. Prep surface, proper tires. This thing is gonna be golden. You know, I drove all the way out here to Mexico. Why not launch it the way I normally launch the car? I wanna see if I can do even better. I don't build as much boost because we're on the street with street tires. I wanna see if I can beat that 1.65. This thing is awesome. Oh my God. Ah, God. Oh my good God. So I know my car fairly well, so I know that on street tires, especially for a 4K launch, I don't need to build that boost to get a quick launch. I end up spinning. My method netted me a 0 to 60 of 2.60 even, but it looks like, yeah, my 60 foot was 1/100th slower at a 1.66 rather than a 1.65. Still, incredible results, a full 10th off of my times just from a dial and a quick install. This thing is gonna prove pretty damn nutty on track, and I can't wait to get there and show you those results. Well, that was fun. I enjoy making these videos for you guys a little too much sometimes, especially with cool devices like this. So what did that go from? A 2.81 0 to 60 to a 2.6. So that is 2/10. Although I changed the launch style, still 2/10 from a friggin' device. It's pretty impressive. And then I think I went from like a 1.74 to a 1.65, so almost a full 10th off of the 60 foot, just from putting more power, more torque to the rears. I didn't even play with tire pressure. Can you imagine lowering tire pressure in the rear and getting it to like actually have some grip rather than just spinning? We'll see on the GoPros. I haven't watched them yet, obviously. I'm filming as we go, but I'm really interested to see how much tire spin I had from start to finish. I'm interested. It's the first time out I showed you and I didn't do this comparison right, and it just smoked the tire. But that was a lot of fun. Truly impressive product from Syvecs and iROS Motorsport. I'm very, very excited to get to the track and max this thing out, drop the pressure in the rears, and just give her hell. And I look forward to bringing you guys that. I think my next session is about in a couple weeks. I might be waiting a couple more weeks before I can get back to a private rental. As all of you are still suffering through this COVID pandemic, we are the same. We're only allowed to do private track rentals very infrequently and to only 15 people at a time. So I have to wait my turn, and at that it's very expensive. So I gotta wait. I would love to go every week if I could and get you guys as much drag racing footage as I can, but such is life. Thank you for watching. As always, guys, it means the world to me that all of you tune in and check out these videos. I really appreciate your support from start to finish, guys. Until next time, take care.